out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Bitch, duck and punch, push, duck and punch, push. Bitch, duck and punch, push, duck and punch. Bitch, duck and punch, push, duck and punch, push. Bitch, duck and punch, push, duck and punch. Bitch. 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 Yeah, fuck you. Bitch. 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 Alright, this is my very first match of the official release of Doom 2016. You know, have to make that clear. The shotgun is ridiculously overpowered. Fucking shotgun, man. It's such a noob gun, too. Noobs with shotguns. Drop the beat. Noobs with shotguns. What the fuck? Oh, look, another shotgun. Noobs with shotguns. Another shotgun dead. Noobs with shotguns. Again, a shotgun. I'm playing a woodwind instrument on Japanese.
Look how dumb they are.
Ice cold, swimming against the tide. I wanna forget you, but you pull me in. I know this ocean is far too wide. I wanna forget you, let me forget you. Push and pull, but you repel me, giving up this fight. Love and hate, we blurt the lines.
Stop this!
What do I do?
$16.51 from PayPal.
You repeal, and that's it, because you're just going to waste our time again. Tiger, tiger, row, 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 tiger, row, row.
I have won. I wanna forget you, but only time will heal. Too late to erase the bad we've done. I wanna forget you, let me forget you. Push and pull, but you repel me, give.
Weather outside is frightful, but the
Okay.
fire is so
Fair enough.
delightful.
All right.
The lights are turned way down.
The lights are pretty bright in here. But it's snowing outside. Ladies and gentlemen, hello.
Stop this!
I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to the Pre-Stream Podcast for Monday, December 20th, 2021. As if things weren't getting festive enough around here in the countdown to Christmas this week, it is snowing outside right now. Nice, big, hefty flakes. They're not sticking because the ground is too warm for any accumulation. But it certainly is a nice way to start the official Christmas week, because it's nice to have a white Christmas, right? It's also nice that it's not sticking, because my wife had to go to work today and would have been pretty pissed if she had to drive through accumulation of snow. So, welcome, my friends. I hope that you guys are in a festive mood like I am. I mean, it's been pretty good around here these last few streams, and today will be no exception. Although today, certainly, we're doing something very different here on my first gameplay stream, which some people might actually like and others are probably going to hate. And, yeah, what can you do? You know, we're in a home stretch of 2021. The year is going to be over before you know it. And what I'm trying to do is wrap up all of the ongoing playthroughs that I've been doing over the course of the year, so that way I can actually get to my year-end series.
I don't have money to do it. 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 I don't have money to do
That being
it.
said, I'm doing my best and taking a look at where I am in every game and everything. This last week has been pretty productive if you take a look at the stuff that I've been doing, wrapping up both the campaign of Halo Infinite as well as my Grand Theft Auto. It's Jasper. You okay? You're sneezing. What's going on over here? You need a Kleenex? He's still sneezing. Wrapping up the campaign of Halo Infinite as well as Grand Theft Auto Vice City Definitive Edition yesterday. So we've got good concluding playthroughs, which is excellent. And we got some new stuff starting up. In fact, in particular this week, due to the Christmas Marathon event coming up on Thursday, we got some new stuff starting up. And in fact, it was just this morning I was sitting down and I was thinking about the current playthroughs I'm doing, but what I'll be doing very shortly and what the schedule will be like, refreshed for the new year. And I think people are really going to like what I have to offer. So we'll talk about that a little bit this morning. Okay? Also on this pre-stream podcast, I would like to talk about some festive Christmas stuff. For example, last night I put out a poll on Twitter asking people, when do you start decorating for Christmas? Because it seems like everyone does it differently. But in American culture, i.e. like old school Christmas movies and the like, they all do one thing. Like there's a common theme in old school Christmas movies about when you're supposed to be putting up your Christmas decorations. But it's never been in line with what me and my family have done, nor anyone who I talk to. So it confuses the hell out of me that this is like a staple thing, like a rule of thumb when you're watching any Christmas movie, and then in reality it seems to be something completely different. Maybe things just changed over time. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then in particular, what I'd like to also do is have a segment about Christmas movies. What are your favorite Christmas movies? I'll tell you some of mine. I'll also talk about my most hated Christmas movies ever. Okay, so this will be a good pre-stream podcast today, something a little different. Let's start off with the stuff about my streams, because obviously that's what people are here for. They don't want to hear me talk about, oh, God, Phil, you're talking about Christmas and movies. What are you doing? Play games, right? People yell at me. The other day I was talking about something, Screw Attack or whatever. I got yelled at. I literally got yelled at and like, you know, talked to by stream viewers who are like, how dare you? On your own podcast where you direct the content and what you want to talk about every morning, how dare you talk about something that's not video games? Completely unacceptable. And now we're going to give you a tongue lashing. And I did. I received a very strong tongue lashing. I was being slapped left and right, back and forth by a bunch of tongues. It was disgusting because it's COVID times. You shouldn't be hitting me with saliva. But I don't know. People just seem to be like this on the internet and think that they demand what you do on your own podcast. Figure that one out. So anyway, let's talk about what the schedule is for this week and what's coming up shortly before we get to the Christmas festive stuff. So today is going to be something very different. A main gameplay stream of Lost Judgment. Now, you may have thought that I would have said a main game trade. I can't speak. You may have thought that I would say, oh, a main gameplay. I still can't do it. Let's try this one more time. You may have thought that I would have said, oh, a main gameplay stream of Lost Judgment today. Because that's my reaction, but then everyone else says, oh, a main gameplay stream of Lost Judgment today. So, what the hell is going on with Lost Judgment? This is a playthrough that I started when it was newly released in September, okay? My wife played through the entire game within 2 weeks, beat it, and was like, man, I just can't wait for you to play more of that Lost Judgment so we can actually talk about the plot and everything. And I was like, honey, you do realize Lost Judgment is going to be like a 60 to 80 hour playthrough, and I'm not playing it that often because it's the kind of game that doesn't really appeal to my mainstream viewing audience. Yes, I would argue that there's probably 200 to 300 people who would like to attend a stream of Lost Judgment, and on demand on YouTube there's hundreds of people who are enjoying the playthrough, but it's certainly not one of those games that people are like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to bring butts to seats. It's not going to bring giant So, when I told her that basically I'd only be playing it like 4 hours a week, if that, she got a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. Like, she wanted to talk to me about this game months and months and months ago. And now, here we are in December, and we ain't beat it yet.
Game?
And the thing is, not that I'm sad about that. I'm enjoying playing Lost Judgment at a casual pace, a few hours a week. The problem is, we're at the end of the year, man. And Lost Judgment, yes, in my opinion, is one of the best games of 2021. I want to put it in my Game of the Year countdown, and I can't until I beat it. Until I beat it, I see the ending, and I can properly judge all the side content, school stories, as well as the main story ending. I can't rank it. So I need to play the hell out of it at this point. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, I gotta up my ante. We gotta do some serious grinding in this game and get through the content so that I can wrap it up within the next 1 to 2 weeks, tops, and then actually be able to do my Game of the Year awards, all right? So that's why today I'm doing Lost Judgment as a main gameplay stream. Now, allow me to get everyone caught up on what's going on in this gameplay through, because many of you maybe haven't looked at it in a million years and are wondering what the hell is going on. Why is Phil still playing this? Lost Judgment is set up in a unique way compared to its predecessor, the original Judgment from 2 years ago. Although it does have some established side missions you can do in the open world cities that you wander, there's Kamurocho and a Jinsho. Also, there's an entirely separate major plot line that is not really related to the main story of the game. That been talking to people about this for 2 months. Basically, this school stories plot line where you go to a high school and there is some criminal called the Professor who is basically becoming involved with all of the students in these various ways, kind of bringing them into the underworld, like crime and all kinds of delinquent behavior. So it's your job to find out who this guy is by doing a series of what are called school story side missions, and excuse me, by helping each one of 10 different clubs that are at this high school, and they're all extracurricular clubs. You can get a little bit more information about the Professor with each one. Once you complete all 10 clubs, then you get to the final plot line where you actually get to investigate and solve the mystery of the Professor. Okay? So, this is good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really enjoying that. The problem for me is, number one, it is completely separated from the rest of the game. Like, I already got all the way up to chapter 11 of 13, and the last 2 chapters of the game are pure story. So if I move forward with the main story any further, I'm going to beat the game and lose my opportunity to do the school story side content. You see? The other problem I have with it, it's too grindy. It is so time consuming, and it's also not balanced. So to give you some perspective here, there are 10 school clubs involved in the school story side plot line of Lost Judgment. Each club is completely and utterly different and constitutes a different kind of gameplay and or minigame. One of them is actually an esports club where you play Virtua Fighter 5. The real game is in Lost Judgment, and you play it at a competitive level against the AI. Then there's another club where you build and fight robots against each other in almost a simulation-style gameplay. Then there's a biker club where you build up a bike and do these rides that are reminiscent of Road Rash back in the 1990s. Okay? So you want to talk about variety of side content, this game has it. But the problem that I have with it is that all of these missions are interrelated. And what I mean by that is, for example, you'll be doing a side mission you really like. Oh, the dance club. I like doing this. It's like Bomani, where you do timed button presses to music and it's fun. Oops, you reach a certain part of the dance club, you can't progress anymore. You have to go do the other clubs to unlock the next stage of the dance club. Yeah, but I don't like the other clubs. I just want to do dance club. Too bad. We don't care. Go do the other fucking clubs, bitch. I don't have a job. That's basically what the game says. And it's very frustrating in that regard. Seriously, it's very frustrating in that regard because you want to do what you want to do. And the game literally tells you, no, go do everything else to unlock further stages in what you want to do. It's stupid in that regard. I really don't think it should have been like that, okay? Now, in addition to that, you actually hit a point in the school stories where you need a lot of money to upgrade the bike for the bike club, to upgrade the robots for the robotics club. And if you don't have the money required, now you have to leave the school stories to go grind and find methods to get the money, which I had to do. I had to go find these virtual reality tickets to then go to the virtual reality game and play through it like 4 times and gain a ton of money so I could go buy the stuff and continue with the school story. So this is all so effing time consuming. Some of the school stories can be done within a half an hour. No exaggeration. Other school clubs take like 5 hours. Yes, I'm not kidding. Some of them are that long. So imagine playing through this, you're really liking one, but now you can't do it because you got to do another one. So you go do that other one, but you can't do that one, so you do another one, so you start that one, but now you can't do that one because you need money, so you got to go find the virtual passes to go grind for money, come back, so you can do that one that you didn't want to do in the first place, so you can unlock the other one, so you can unlock the other one. Suck
And then by
shit.
the time you get back, you're already 40 hours in, and you're like, what's going on?
You would actually zip your lips permanently. You put a zipper on your lips and go zip, and never talk again. It would be better off. Your content would actually be better off. But that's what I mean. That is actually this. That's how the side content of Lost Judgment primarily works. Special delivery. And the really weird thing about all of it is that it's so much. You could literally have sold the School Stories of Lost Judgment as a separate game. That's how much, like, I'm not kidding. The School Stories are about 40 hours of gameplay. It's that much. I have done more side content in Lost Judgment than main gameplay. I'm not kidding. I've probably done arguably around 30 hours of School Stories and probably like 25 hours of main story. Hours of bullshitting with you guys, so that's why the playthrough's around 60 hours right now. So,
Do you want to play the fucking
all of that
game?
being said, my friends, I need to really focus on this game so I can beat it sooner rather than later, and I can review it for the Game of the Year Awards, which is why we're doing a main stream today. What is left for me to do in the side content of Lost Judgment before we can get to back to the main stuff? Well, we got 3 clubs left. I've completed 7 of the 10 clubs. We've got the Photography Club, which by all reports is incredibly short. It's one of those ones that's like 20, 30 minutes.
Dark Dave's fault.
Okay. We've got the Robotics Club, one of the longest clubs in the game. The good news is I'm at the tail end of it, but I had to stop to get money to grind and buy and upgrade the parts and stuff. Now I have it, so we have to go back to that club and see if I can buy the parts and beat these final stages. I don't know. It's now been a long time since I played the Robotics Club, so I don't even know how easy it's going to be to try to wrap up the final stages. Okay?
I don't care.
And then we've got... I know, Jasper. Then we've got the girls' bar. Yes, the girls' bar, which essentially is Ryu Ga Gotoku Butu RGG, the studio that makes Yakuza and Lost Judgment. They always have to have in their games some kind of fan service that caters to the audience that's looking for a virtual girlfriend, okay? And I'm sorry, but I'm not. I never was. Whenever these segments were in any of these games, I cringed. I never liked them. I never will like them. I'm sure there are people who do. I'm not one of that target audience. I'm just not. I literally like everything else in these games except the virtual dating shit that they wedge in every single time. Whether it's, oh, it's a hostess club and recruit hostesses and dress them up pretty and level up their skills and then have them have bringing money for you. And oh, it's so nice. Oh, your virtual girlfriend. Oh, the girls' bar. Go talk to the girl and schmooze her with like small talk. Buy her little dainty drinks and then do little side content missions for them. Oh, you're just the best guy. The knight in shining armor of Kamurocho. You do such nice things for the girls. Oh, I don't care. It's boring. It's really boring. And in fact, I would even go as far to say that the girls' bar to do the first girls plot line. Seriously, an hour. So can you imagine today as we grind through this shit? And it's shit. Can you imagine trying to have to grind through this? So what I'm going to do is try one of those, whatever the next stupid one is for the next girl. Once we get through that, then we're going to switch it up and go over to, say, I don't know, Photography Club. And we'll do that. Then we'll go back and we'll do the one with the other girl. Then we'll go and do the Robotics Club. Then we'll go back and do the final one, and then we'll jump out the fucking window. No. Then it should actually unlock the final part of the School Stories, the Professor plotline, and then we could actually see the culmination of literally 30-plus hours of gameplay. Where does it all lead? Hopefully there's a good finale ending to all of this, okay? Then once that's done, then we can go back to the main plot and finish the game. Now you may say, wait a minute, isn't there other side content? Yes. There's still like 2 or 3 other major side content missions that are in the game, and I'll be honest with you, I just don't think I'm doing them. It's too much. I've been playing this game since September. I'm 60 hours in. I need to finish the game at some point before I die. Okay? So, fun. All right? It should be a good stream. Now, if you're here for action, if you're here for excitement and suspense, If you're on this stream to see me rage and to see me really get challenged by something, you're at the wrong stream right now, because there's none of that coming up on today's Lost Judgment stream. Today's just going to be a lot of repetitive, boring shit, a lot of cringing. So I'm just forewarning all of you. If you are here knowing ahead of time what's coming on this stream, and if you are only here to recreate that day, that fateful day many years ago, when I worked at Best Buy on Black Friday and someone saved up their feces, probably ate several bean burritos, maybe some heavy ass coffee, and probably a couple rolls of chocolate X-Lax, and walked into that bathroom and span around and did a 360 shit all over that fucking bathroom stall. And I've told that story many times. I don't know how they pulled it off. The velocity, the sheer velocity they would have had to spin to splatter the shit the way that they did on the walls. It's like a fucking top. I don't know how they pulled that off. Maybe they were wearing fucking roller skates or something. Just pulled down their pants. But anyway, the point I'm making is, if you're here for that, if you think that's funny, I'm going to be here to crap on Phil's stream, leave now. It's okay. I get it. Not everyone is going to enjoy this kind of stream. There are plenty of games coming up that I'll be playing where you're going to get that. Tomorrow I'm playing GTA 3. Wow, what a difference. Great story, fun missions, lots of fails and rage. You'll like that stream. You know, later on this week, I'm doing a variety of stuff on my Christmas marathon. Coming up, we got big playthroughs coming up. If you're here, if you're only for that, great. But if you are here just to crap on something because I told you ahead of time what it's going to be today and you don't like it, then leave now. Don't sit here and suffer and then complain constantly. Because I don't want to be the Grinch today. I don't want to be Ebenezer and say, bah humbug, ban, 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 ban. I don't want to do that. I just want to relax with you guys and have a good time with Lost Judgment today. But I'm not going to put up with the bullshit. I'm not going to put up with people sitting here crapping on the game. Why is this the mainstream? I don't understand. I thought Phil reserved his mainstreams for big narrative-based AAA releases and exciting things. Doesn't he know this is killing off his business and his streams because he's playing something that doesn't appeal personally to me? Anyway, so that's my main gameplay stream for today. I hope you guys will stick around and enjoy it. And by the way, support it as well if you can. I'll be honest with you, switching this game from a late stream to a day stream, I expect this to be one of the slowest streams possible for support. I'm not kidding. Like that, I'm fully going into today expecting this stream will have incredibly low contributions, which is a shame because it's Christmas week and I have all this special stuff going, a new light up hat if we hit the hat goal, festive Christmas vests. On tips goals, you know what I'm saying? Like, really good stuff. But I fully expect. I do. See? Do you see? Do you see this? How could I possibly spend another $40,000 on WWE Champions if you guys aren't supporting the streams? I totally don't need to pay bills and shit with my money. That's what I'm doing, according to the geniuses on the fucking internet. Unbelievable. Anyway, so that's the first stream. I hope some of you will stick around and chill.
Like
and if you can,
so when I laugh,
please
I go,
support the streams. All right, please.
Does that sound like
Please.
ack?
I know it's gonna.
No,
I'm already
sounds
told you.
like
I'm
that at
expecting it's
all.
gonna be bad. I know. Later tonight, I'm doing something completely different. Later tonight, the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time is Halo Infinite multiplayer, which I am very, very excited to play because I've been doing so well in it. Every time I play it, I'm top of the leaderboards. I'm kicking butt.
I love
I'm having a
Hulk
great
Hogan's
time
dick.
with this game. Now that they added the new playlist that actually have the modes I want to play, like Free For All Slayer, Team Slayer, Fiesta mode. I love it. I'm having a ton of fun.
If I could get
can't
down on
wait
my
to play
hands and
more
knees and
tonight.
say
I
thank
really
you and
can't.
still be on
I get
camera,
really
I
into
would
the
do it.
competitive mode of a game that I enjoy, and I'm really enjoying Halo Infinite. I hope you guys will come tonight and enjoy that stream and support that stream as well. Maybe doubly so, since this stream will have no support at all, I predict. Okay? Awesome. Tomorrow, as I've already stated, my last consecutive streaming day of the week, 6 straight days of streaming this week, GTA 3 Definitive Edition premieres. I'm excited for this because, as I've said the entire time I've been playing this collection, I felt this is the game that actually needs more improvements, more tweaks, more, things done to it than the other games in the trilogy. This is the first one. This one sadly didn't age as well. the controls were always quite bad in this one. But also the camera was really bad in this one. This game had a lot of bugs and issues. I remember my first playthrough driving over a bridge and clipping through the bridge and falling into the water and dying, even though I was on the bridge. So it would be great if they actually improved the game significantly for this definitive edition. I don't know if they did. I actually heard someone's actually told me the game is way easier, and because of that, it's short as hell. Like the original GTA 3 took a while to
Dark
beat.
Dave's
Some of the
fault.
missions are so tough, and this time around they're so easy with this definitive edition that you just coast right through everything, and there's no real major challenge to some of the toughest stuff, and it just makes it way, way, way easier. So
They said, Phil, you know, we contribute to you.
We'll
but
see
it
tomorrow.
always
I'm
seems like it's
excited.
a black hole.
Also,
Because it always seems like
out
no
of
matter
all
how
the
much we
GTA 3
contribute,
original
you're
trilogy,
always still
I think
having
GTA
problems. You're
3
always still in
is
debt,
the one that I
and
remember
nothing's
the
getting
least.
better.
I remember the finale.
I
of
agree
Dance.
with you.
And I remember driving around New York City. Like, I remember driving by a stadium. And I remember a few things about it come to mind. But really, it's not the most notable one. Like, the stories of Vice City and San Andreas are just so more complex and interesting that the story of GTA 3 I kind of forget.
What do I
And so
do?
it'll be fun to kind of go through that one again when I don't really remember it that well. Okay? Good stuff. So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the late stream is more Lost Judgment. Oh, no, not again. Yes, yes, yes. More Lost Judgment tomorrow night because, like I said, I got to play this game to finish it. Hopefully today we get giant progress in the school side stories. And then tomorrow night we can push forward and maybe even finish the school plot lines so that when we play again next week, we can get to the main story finale. We'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? Now, I'm not here on Wednesday. Wednesday's my big day off for the week, and I say big day off because, man, I got a lot of shit to do on Wednesday. I got to do my holiday grocery shopping. I'm going to buy a nice big roast that we're going to make together on Christmas Day.
It's
and I say,
Dark
my
Dave's
wife
fault.
And I will roast many things in the oven, including probably potatoes and maybe some carrots and this nice, delicious roast beef.
Stop this!
Roast that my wife's going to season and everything. So we can get all that. We got to get all the ingredients and trimmings for that. Liquor. I'm going to get buzzed on my Christmas marathon, and because of that I need to get liquor, and I'm thinking eggnog, I'm thinking some kind of Irish cream, I'm thinking something hard, I'm actually thinking no beer this year, because every year I pretty much only exclusively drink beer. The problem when I drink beers, I end up getting bloated and kind of not feeling great when I drink it, and therefore I end up getting like this gross taste in my mouth and almost feeling sick to my stomach by the end of the Christmas marathon every year. Obviously, I don't want that to happen this year because this year I'm doing two special events. Number one, Feasting with the King, where as of today, wait a minute, I didn't set it up yet. Watch this. You want to talk about interactivity? Watch this. This is it. The big poll by which you will vote for the cuisine I misspelled that. I'll be trying out during a live episode of Feasting with the King during my Christmas marathon this coming Thursday. Good luck. Which cuisine should I try out? So let me make sure. This is it, the big poll by which you will vote for the cuisine. I'll be trying out during a live episode of Feasting with the King during my Christmas marathon this coming Thursday. Good luck. Which cuisine should I try out? Let's do it right now. Let's do it. So here we go. Click on poll. And there's going to be 3 options. As I told you.
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
Actually, I don't know how to spell this. Hold on. Ah, it's completely spelled differently. No wonder. Of course, McDonald's is spelled completely differently than I thought it was.
What do I do?
So there we go. All right. I'm posting up the poll right now. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. And if Wendy's wins, I'm eating the entire bucket of the Family Feast of chili.
The game devs were
So
basically
let's do it.
completely
Let's post
uninspired
it right
idiots
now.
who didn't understand how to make combat in any kind
The
of
poll
game.
has gone live. I did it live during the pre-stream podcast. I have to remember that I can do shit like this live now, because I always think, oh, I got to do it off the stream, or I got to do it. No, I can actually do all this stuff live now. I have a podcast to do it. You know? Excuse me, I had a tickle in my throat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the poll is live right now on the main channel page of DSP Gaming under the community tab. All right, so it says, this is it, the big poll by which you will vote for the type of cuisine that I will try out during the live episode of DSP Tries It. Excuse me, the live episode of Feasting with the King during my Christmas marathon this coming Thursday. Good luck, which cuisine should I try? The choices are as follows: Filipino food, Vietnamese food, Thai food. Currently, we're at 8 votes. And now I click refresh. And we're currently at 25 votes. So please vote. Your votes will determine what we actually order together live on the pre-stream on Thursday during the marathon event, and then what I'll be eating during Feasting with the King on Thursday, okay? But anyway, the point I'm making is I'm going to be eating that whatever that is, plus... Oh, what happened? Oh, shit. Well, guess what? When I was... Oh, my God, OBS error. When I was recording... Oh, fuck. Try this again. Guess what happened, everyone? When I was posting up the poll for Feasting with the King, somehow my OBS stopped recording. All right? So this is why I don't do stuff like this on the fly usually, because it screws with everything. So you who are here live on the stream watching the pre-stream podcast have no issue, but those who are watching on demand on YouTube, you now have 2 videos. It's incredibly confusing. You're incredibly upset with me, and I apologize wholeheartedly. I'm stupid, and I didn't realize that was going to happen, okay? So anyway, to reiterate what I said, since those watching on demand now didn't hear it, I literally, during the pre-stream podcast, just posted up the poll on the main channel page of DSP Gaming under the community tab. There's 3 kinds of cuisine you can vote on for the upcoming episode of Feasting with the King that will take place this Thursday live during my marathon for Christmas. The options are as follows. Number 1, Filipino food. Number 2, Thai food. Number 3, Vietnamese food. All kinds of different stuff in those cuisines. Filipino food, apparently they have a special kind of chicken
this
that
shocks
they make,
me.
plus different kinds of soups that I think are heavily reliant on things like bone broth and stuff like that. I could
Just
be wrong.
miserable.
But it's pretty unique, and I've never, ever in my life eaten Filipino food before. Never. It would be 100% something new. Thai food is a good variety of stuff. Everyone thinks Thai food, pad Thai, right? Usually Thai food is spicy, but also
I
can
don't
feature
care.
ingredients like peanuts is a common ingredient. But also they do other things with fish and stuff. So that would be interesting too, because I've only had Thai food maybe a small handful of times in my whole life.
Why are you an idiot if you don't agree? Because
Vietnamese food.
when you have factual
Vietnamese
evidence
food
of
is a good
something
variety of stuff.
constantly
There are
thrown
two
in front of your
notable
face
dishes
and
that
you
we
ignore it and
talk
choose to
about.
believe something
It's
else, you're an
pho,
idiot.
which is their soup that usually has meat and other kinds of ingredients, you know, deep cooked in there. But also banh mi sandwiches, which I've seen but never eaten before. So I'm excited. Any of those things that win this poll would all be great options and a great episode of Feasting with the King for the Christmas marathon. So it's live now. Please vote, okay? Now back to what I was saying before I got sidelined by that, before the video split. Now you're watching 2 pre-stream podcasts. This Wednesday, my day off, I need to go to the liquor store and buy liquor, but I'm thinking, I don't want to do beer anymore because I got to eat. I got to do Feasting with the King. I'm also going to be doing a special episode of DSP Tries It. That's 2 holiday items. So I don't want to have a bunch of beer. I just don't. Okay? So what I'm going to be doing is buying some liquor, and we'll see what it is, and I'll probably tell you once I get it so you know what to expect this coming Thursday. When I come back on Thursday, yes, indeed, it will be the Christmas Marathon, starting at the usual time in the morning. All right? And basically going all day long. I'll be in festive Christmas attire that chances are I'll probably change my attire when we hit milestones of fundraising that day. So we hit a certain tips goal. Oh, I'll switch sweaters or something, right? Something silly like that. And in addition, I'll be playing 3 games. One of which is The Forest. That's the one the members already chose.
I need
but the other
that
games you
money.
guys
I
are
really
also
do. I
currently
need that
voting
money
on.
to pay my
In the
bills.
lead right now by a pretty big margin. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which if it does continue to be in the lead, I'll be playing.
$16.51 from PayPal.
Oh, that's Twisty. The Twisty, Jasper Kitty. Go get it. I'll be playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim special edition for the Xbox Series X, optimized at 60 frames, and then on top of that, they just released a new Anniversary Edition expansion for $16 that apparently adds new plot lines and new content, so I'll be doing that. And then, if the second place game remains Resident Evil 4, I'll be playing that as well. That's the Xbox 360 version, digitally over Xbox Live. So at least 3 games, plus Feasting with the King in the middle of it, and then at the end of the night, DSP tries it to end the event. So it's going to be a great event. Good games that you guys picked, and food and fun and drinks and festiveness all day long. And I hope that you guys will join me for that this coming Thursday. It's going to be a great time. Okay. Friday I will be here. It's Christmas Eve, but I'm only going to be here for one stream. It'll be Holiday Ask the King, where I answer your questions live on the stream. So please, I should emphasize this. I need you guys to ask more questions. How do you ask them? Type ! Ask the King into the stream chat. It brings up the link. You go there. You post up your questions on my forums. Or if you're watching this video on
shut
demand,
up this dude who's being a moron?
you just go to the forums. Go to the forums, and there's a way there to post up questions. Now, here's the thing. Here's the rub. Okay? If you're a channel member, you're going to get priority. And what I need to do is I need to actually put up on my main page here the post just for channel members. So guess what I'm about to do? I'm going to right now live on my laptop this time, as to not screw up the pre-stream because I was stupid that I screwed it up like I did. I'm going to post up yet another post, this one for members only. Hello, channel members. I need more questions for this Friday's episode of, episode of Ask the King. So post up here. Your questions get high priority to be answered live on
Dead air.
the show this Christmas Eve. Good luck and happy holidays. So there you go. So that's getting posted up right now. Now, if you're a channel member of mine, all 320 of you and growing, give that a look. That's, again, on the channel page of DSP Gaming. Respond. You're not going to see your response show up immediately because I need to review them and approve them. But I will get all those responses up as soon as I can over the course of this week. And then on Friday, I'll be answering your questions, all right, on the show. It should be a good time, okay? I'm not here Friday night because it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to be spending that night with my wife. And same thing on Christmas Day. I will not actually be here. I will be celebrating with my wife and making a nice Christmas roast and doing all this holiday festive stuff. I shall return on Sunday. And you might say, well, Phil, what game are you going to start playing on Sunday? Well, here's the thing, all right? Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to have a new games rotation going on, all right? Basically, when I finish Lost Judgment, then we're really freed up to do a lot of cool stuff. But I have to finish Lost Judgment. So here's what I'm thinking, okay? When I return on Sunday, the 26th of December, the main gameplay streams will be balanced between Grand Theft Auto 3 Definitive Edition, Resident Evil 4, and Skyrim. It'll be a balance between those 3 games on the main streams for the foreseeable future. We'll just rotate around those games. Okay? That's what the main streams will be. The late streams will be as follows. Lost Judgment, Halo Infinite Multiplayer, and Street Fighter. Okay? Once I complete Lost Judgment, which I'm really hoping we will do soon, then I will do my year-end series, which is going to be the most disappointing games of 2021, as well as the Game of the Year awards. How will I do it? It'll be a live stream format, just like I'm doing now. Do you really have to lick my head like that, Jasper?
Tiger, tiger, row, tiger,
Vicious loving attack. You ever think the words vicious and love could be used in the same sentence like that? Would you stop playing with my bottle cap? He's a nut today. What a silly cat. Anyway. So, that being said, what was I saying? Oh, the year-end series will be a live stream like this. Likely I'll do it as a daytime stream The first half would be the most disappointing games countdown, and the second half will be the Game of the Year awards. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? I hope that sounds good to you. But I need to finish Lost Judgment. So we're finishing Lost Judgment, then it's that. Then we will get into the real schedule for January, which will be as follows. GTA 3, Resident Evil 4, and Skyrim on the main streams. And then the late night streams will be as follows. Halo Infinite Multiplayer, Condemned Criminal Origins, continuing on from Halloween and finishing, Street Fighter every Friday night, and sneaking in when I can, some YouTuber's Life 2. That sim game that I've only played twice since I bought it like 2 months ago. I'm going to try to play some more of that. You guys seem to like it when I played it. So that's the deal. That's what the streams will be in January. Okay? I hope that sounds good. It'll be a good... Ah! Why are you attacking me? What is going on with you? What the... Oh, that's it, Jasper Kitty. That's it. We're going to fight. We're going to have it out right now. You ready? Put up your dukes. It's being a nut today. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking for the schedule. I hope that sounds good. I hope that sounds good. That should be what we do in January, okay? So that's the schedule for like the next several weeks. You know, we got the Christmas week specials. We've got, you know, new playthroughs in the daytime, finishing up Lost Judgment, and then moving on to the year-end series, and then even more.
It's none of
fun
anyone's
new
business.
stuff. So got great stuff coming up here on the streams. Awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I'm crowdfunding. Everything I do is crowdfunded by you. I don't make a lot of money on ads on YouTube. I make an okay amount this time of year because they're inflated a bit, but mostly nothing. And it's really about you guys crowdfunding my efforts to do what I do.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
Including
pay my bills,
making a podcast every morning, doing a daily rap video, being on camera for the podcast, and all kinds of things that I've done. For your suggestions for improve, would you not bite those wires? Your suggestions for improvement, okay? Would you stop messing with my wires? That's it. Now I've had it. Now
Stop this! It's time for a kitty suplex.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Come here. Come here. Arr. Come here. Hoochie, hoochie, hoochie. Woohoo! Oh my God, this cat. This cat.
I
is
love
full of
Hulk
energy
Hogan's
today,
dick.
man. Actually, I'm gonna turn on my fan while I'm up. My fan's been off. I might have to go downstairs and get him a spring. When I got him a spring last time, he had so much fun with it playing it. Playing with that spring all day. Maybe I'll go get another one because we do have more. Okay. All right. So, if you like my content and my antics here on stream every day, please support it. You can become a channel member, which we're trying to push to hit this members goal by the end of the month. At this point, it ain't looking good. We only got about 11 days left in the month. Sure would be great this Christmas week if we could get a big push. If you're not a member, you get so many benefits from being a member. Please consider it. You can do super chat or super sticker. Those are great ways to support the channel long term, or if you want to help in the short term, tipping is the best way to go about supporting the channel. When you tip, you work towards a tip's goal of rewards here. $50 I put on Gunner glasses. At $100 you get to pick a festive holiday hat for me to wear out of many choices. At $150 to tips, which is the maximum goal for the stream, you get to pick a fun holiday sweater for me to wear today. Okay? Yesterday I wore the Let's Get Lit hat, which was so bright people were going blind. And a bunch of dancing Christmas kitties on a sweater. Awesome. Please consider contributing if you like the content. All right. Christmas stuff. First of all, last night I put a poll up on Twitter. I asked a question that I needed an answer. I had a burning question. It was burning really badly. And let me tell you, I had tried to satiate that burn for many years with various salves and ointments. And the burning just isn't going away. Now, anyone in their right mind probably would have went to, like, you know, a dermatologist by now. Jasper just closed himself into the bedroom again. Hold on. Jasper Kitty. Jasper Kitty. You've done it again. I can't believe this. Look what you did. You closed yourself in the bedroom. Why do you keep doing this? How do you keep doing this? I'm going to crack this window open. honestly don't know how he does it. He goes in the bedroom, and then he closes the door behind himself, so he's stuck in the bedroom. Either that or it's haunted. Maybe the bedroom's haunted. It could be, because that door loves to close itself. So maybe the bedroom's actually haunted. And there's a ghost that's like, Jesus, stop leaving this door open. What, you live in a barn? It slams the door. I don't know. Maybe it's the ghost of Christmas past, present, or future trying to haunt me. Trying to turn me into a, not Scrooge or something. I don't know. But anyway, I have a burning question. All right? And my dermatologist would not solve the burning itch. So I posted the question up last night on Twitter, 11 hours ago. And here's the question I posted up. Flash poll, I'm always confused by this, so let's settle it. When is the correct time to set up your Christmas decorations or your Christmas tree? So many movies that I watch say Christmas Eve, but I've never done that. Right. And it's weird, really weird. All right? Some of the movies that I always watch, for example, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the traditional show, the animation.
What
The
do I
Who's in
do?
Whoville set up their decorations on Christmas Eve. The day before. Okay? The classic American movie, A Christmas Story. Okay? The whole movie's about Christmas. The whole movie's supposed to be like you're going through the month of December, seeing what the family does, the kids and everything. But then they don't set up their Christmas decorations, their Christmas tree, until Christmas Eve. Okay? And that's just a few examples. There's actually quite a few movies and things like that where you don't decorate till Christmas Eve. And it seems like that maybe historically in America, maybe 50, 60 years ago, I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was the actual...
Look out, there's a black woman coming.
Practice.
She takes some bolt out.
Was,
Boom.
don't do
Steals
it
the
till
black
Christmas
pack and runs
Eve.
away.
Then you have it. Christmas Eve is a family thing. You do it together as part of the holiday. Then Christmas Day, you open presents, you eat food, you visit relatives, and maybe you leave it up for like a week. Then you take it down for the New Year. I don't know what the actual rules are, what the tradition is. Okay. First of all, here's the results of the poll. 299 people voted. Shame on you. Because this poll was up for 11 hours, and only 299 people voted
massively
on my Twitter.
strong.
Yeah, when I post something up on my YouTube channel, I get like 1,000 responses in a few
What
hours.
do I do?
So shame on you guys for not voting on my Twitter. How dare you? You should have voted. But anyway, here's the deal. Early November got 12% of the vote. 12% of the people, literally the moment that Halloween ends. All right? You didn't even eat the candy yet. Whatever candy you got trick-or-treating, you put it into a big bag or a bowl, and then you put up your Christmas stuff right away. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. You got the Christmas shit out because you're so into the festive fun of the season. Is that what you're voting for? I think Jasper's saying that's what he votes for. He says you should put up the stuff as soon as possible. I think that's why he just jumped on the chair like that. Okay? The second option, just after Thanksgiving. So
I'm a
Thanksgiving,
pussy.
you sit down, you eat your Thanksgiving meal with your family. You get drunk Uncle Bob out the door. And then what do? You start decorating for Christmas.
Go,
right
go,
away.
go, go, go.
Okay, that
Fatty,
way,
fat, fuck.
you'll have Christmas decorations for the month of December into Christmas, right? Or actually on Christmas Eve is when you start. So I guess it's a family tradition. You do it together on Christmas Eve, a way to celebrate the holiday with your friends and family. You do it together. So here you go. 12% of people said early November. 20% of people said actually on Christmas Eve itself. And 68%, a whopping 68%, kind of agree with me and what my family used to do, doing it just after Thanksgiving. In fact, traditionally for my family, we would have our Thanksgiving meal and all of that. And then usually it was that weekend right after. So you'd have Black Friday, everyone's going crazy shopping. But then usually like Saturday, Sunday, that weekend is when we would put up our Christmas tree and have the Christmas decorations in the house. Now, I actually told this story yesterday because I was playing Vice City and someone asked during the stream, they said, well, when would you do your Christmas shopping? And my answer to that is I wouldn't. My parents would usually do all the Christmas shopping when I was in school. That way it would avoid any kind of spoilers of what they bought me for Christmas, you see. And so there were days sometimes when I would be in school, I would come home and all of a sudden there was all these new Christmas decorations in the house. Like, where did this come from? Oh, my dad took the day off of work, didn't tell me. But he took the day off of work, spent the day with my mom. They went out on Christmas shopping, came home, decorated, and did stuff like that, which is really nice. But typically it was that weekend right after Thanksgiving when we would all together put up the Christmas tree. All right? And then over that next week, let's say, for example,
Can someone please
my
shut up
mom
this
and
dude
I
who's
together
being
had bought
a
a present for
moron?
my dad, right? We would wrap the present together. My dad's at work. We would wrap that present for him and put it under the tree. And my dad bought a present for my mom. He would wait for her to like go to sleep one night, get up, wrap those presents, put them under the tree. You see? So we all kept a secret from each other. No one really knew who was getting what. The worst could be very confusing if you mislabel the package. Like the year when I received a large bottle of bourbon and I drank it all on Christmas morning when I was only like 6 or 7 years old. But it said Phil, so I mean, that's what happens. You gotta be careful with those Christmas labels. But anyway, no, it didn't happen. But anyway, that was my family tradition. Okay.
Blah 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 blah
To me, like, first of all, early November is way too early. And I
blah,
understand there's some
blah,
people
blah,
like,
blah, blah,
there's
blah,
two
blah,
holidays,
blah.
man. There's Halloween and there's Christmas. Like, no, for me, there's Halloween. And yeah, that's a big month of horror and ghosts and goblins and all kinds of stuff like that. But I definitely think that the whole fall vibe of Thanksgiving is a vibe that people should celebrate, at least in the United States. Some people just like to skip right through it, but for me, like, I like to decorate my house a little bit more like autumn stuff at that point. You know, put out leaves and scarecrows and the horn of plenty and giant cobs of corn. I have a giant cob of corn the size of me, and I put it into the corner of my living room. No, but you know what I'm saying. It's really, for me, it was you have Thanksgiving, and then right after is when Christmas starts. Like, that's when you get your decorations going. And for me, the tradition is you'd put up your Christmas decorations until roughly the first week of January, and then they would come down. Now I'm an adult. I say, fuck all that. I'll leave them up as long as I want. It's my goddamn house. So now I leave up my Christmas decorations for a while. I probably won't even take anything down until, like, I'm not even kidding, like February. I'll probably leave it up all January. When everyone else is saying, fucking humbug, it's the new year.
Someone
I say,
please shut up
it's
this dude who's
Christmas
being
all
a
month,
moron?
baby. So that's how I am. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Excuse me. Oh. I've done it again. One too many Christmas cordials this morning. Whew. I apologize wholeheartedly.
Do you
everyone.
want to
Okay.
play the fucking
Now,
game?
I just mentioned Christmas movies, right? And to me, there's like movies that are just like synonymous with Christmas. And whenever I have an opportunity, I have to watch these movies every year because they get me into the festive mood of Christmas. And some of my best ones, one of my favorite ones. So let me tell you my favorite Christmas movies, and I'll hear what some of yours are. So first of all, the one movie that every year I gotta watch is A Christmas Story. This actually was my dad's favorite Christmas movie from when he was a kid. And I like it now. Actually, from when he was a kid. Not when he was a kid, when he was like a younger adult. Because I think it came out in the 1980s. It's a 1980s Christmas movie. But it's reminiscent of like isn't it supposed to be the 1950s or 60s? I always forget the time period. But my dad always says when he watches that movie, he remembers being a kid. Because a lot of the things in that movie are from like that time period. You see? So that's a great movie, man. Even though a lot of the stuff in the movie is culturally outdated by today's standards. When you watch A Christmas Story, it feels like you're going back in time. It does. It feels like, oh man, I'm going back to old school Americana now. I get to see how things used to be. All the little cultural things the kids liked back then. It's still got some jokes that are so funny. The kid getting his tongue stuck on the flagpole. Scut Farkus, just his fucking name. Alone. You know? His toady, Grover Dill. Grover Dill. Imagine if your name was Grover Dill. You might as well just fucking go into witness protection now. But I love that movie. Really. There's so much funny stuff. Hell, if you didn't know that I'm a fan of the movie, the biggest animations right now on my stream for the $100 tip and the $20 super chat are from the best scene of The Christmas Story when Santa tells Ralphie, if you get a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, she'll shoot your eye out. So, ho, ho, ho. And then he takes his big boot and he kicks him right in the face. Best scene in the movie. And that's why
sounds like
it's on my streams. It's
So
one
when
of
I
my
laugh, I
favorite
go,
animations on the stream as well. You'll get to see it.
Does that sound like
you do a $100 tip or a $20 super chat. I'm just saying.
It sounds nothing
I'm
like
just
that
saying.
at all.
See how I wedged that in there? It's great timing. It's all about timing. Okay. Other Christmas movies that I love. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Out of all the actual National Lampoon's movies, you know, of that family, Chevy Chase's family, that's my favorite one. I'm not saying that they're not all good. Like the regular Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation, they're all good movies in their own right. But I feel like Christmas Vacation absolutely is the best one. And that movie, when I watch it, I always laugh my ass off because it reminds me of when I was a kid having Christmas with my relatives and how you would always have the relatives that had weird
Can someone
quirks
please shut
and
up this
acted
dude
weird
who's being
and
a
weird
moron?
stuff. And yeah, absolutely, that movie resonates with me in those regards. A couple things it doesn't, like my dad never received a bonus from his job or whatever, and one of the main plot lines of the movie is that Chevy Chase is trying to get this bonus for his family to help them out. They want to build a pool and stuff for their house. But I never had that, you know. But a lot of the other things in the movie are hilarious. I absolutely love that movie. Home Alone. Absolutely Home Alone. Number one, Home Alone. The debate ends here. I'm settling this right fucking now. Home Alone is a Christmas movie. Hold on. Home Alone is a Christmas movie. If you disagree with me, wrong! You're wrong. Home Alone absolutely is a Christmas movie. I just talked about this like yesterday or the day before. How the underlying themes of Home Alone, you don't realize what you've got till it's gone. Your family members may be some of the most obnoxious people you know, but you should cherish the time you have with them, because if they were to disappear or go away or things change over the years and you grow apart, you're going to realize that those are some of the best times of your life, which 100% I agree with, because that's exactly what happened to me. When I was a kid, I always took it for granted. We got to go to my godparents' house to see them for Christmas. We got to go to my great aunt and uncle's house on Christmas Eve. We really got to do that. Can't we just stay home and I can play video games, right? And I hung out with my cousins, and I hung out with all of my family members, and we had all kinds of fun drinks and food and Christmas celebrations and music and opening of presents. It was really fucking nice. But, of course, as a kid, you don't know that because you're stupid, right? Then I grow up, and I'm like, shit. I think about today how all of my relatives over the years had falling out and never had anything to do with me. I was always just the kid in the situation, but all my relatives ended up hating each other and moving away from each other and disowning each other and not wanting to speak to each other. I literally have no contact with any of my cousins, with any of my godparents. I haven't spoken to them in a decade, if more, not more. And most of my other relatives have passed away. Seriously, one of my uncles just passed away recently. My aunt on one side, my great aunt, my great uncle. So all the people who I used to celebrate the holidays with, either, I don't have any contact with anymore.
Money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Or they're dead. And that's sad. I liked having that holiday, even though back then I didn't know what I had. I didn't cherish it. Now I do. I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna have that again. I'm just not. I'm never gonna have that kind of holiday celebration ever again. But that's why that movie really resonates with me. Okay? Home Alone, I mean, because you don't realize what you have till it's gone, you see? What else? Let's think. So, every Christmas, there's 5 zillion versions of A Christmas Carol that come out, right? There's like 5 zillion. There's probably one where like fucking, Snooki from fucking Jersey Shore plays Scrooge or something. But for me, after watching all of the different versions of A Christmas Carol, there's 2 non-standard versions that stand out for me that I think are the best, okay? The first one that I actually liked the most when I was a kid was Scrooged. This is the 1980s film starring Bill Murray as a television executive. It's supposed to be a modernization of the classic Christmas Carol formula. He is literally an uncaring corporate bastard. And he's ruining people's lives left and right. He fires someone on Christmas Eve. He's treating everyone like dirt. Okay? And the ghosts come to him. And it's hilarious because he doesn't think they're ghosts, of course.
Whale. Oh, that's cool.
And I just love that movie. I think it's classic Bill Murray at his best. At the top of his game. Combined with a classic Christmas theme. I really, really, really like that movie. Okay?
Fair enough.
Now, if you're talking more traditional Christmas Carol movie, I actually think the best one, and you might disagree with me here, which you have right to. I actually think the best Christmas Carol movie is actually The Muppet Christmas Carol. And the funny thing about this is, I never saw The Muppet Christmas Carol. A Tasmanian devil in the house. Holy crap. I never saw A Muppet Christmas Carol until arguably about a decade ago. I think it was right about the time when I was actually starting up as a YouTuber. And I saw it on demand on one of the video services. I don't remember which. Maybe it was Amazon Prime or something else, because, you know, Disney Plus didn't exist back then. And I remember watching it and being absolutely, positively blown the fuck away at how good it was. I said, this isn't even like a Muppet movie. This is like on a level way up here compared to anything else the Muppets ever put out. And I love the Muppets and their movies. And I was like, damn, this is good. Michael Caine knocks it out of the park as Scrooge. Like, that's probably the best Scrooge that I've seen. Patrick Stewart do it. And I've seen heavy theater actors do it. Dude, Michael Caine is the best Scrooge. I don't care what anyone says. Michael Caine is the best Scrooge. And if you disagree with me, well, you're wrong. He is the best Scrooge, and you cannot debate it. Okay? To me, that movie is just kind of like the perfect combination of
Phil,
what
you know, we contribute
like
to
a
you,
Christmas movie.
but it always seems like it's a black
scary,
hole. Because it
but
always
it's
seems like no
funny,
matter how much we
but
contribute,
it's
you're
serious,
always still
but
having
it's
problems.
not
You're
so
always still in
serious.
debt,
It makes
and
you
nothing's
feel
getting
like
better.
I cry at the end.
I
of the
agree with
time.
you.
Right? Seriously, it's great. Okay, it's absolutely great. I love The Muppet Christmas Carol. And it's funny because I only just saw it like 10 years ago, and then it became one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time once I finally saw it. Geez, what else? So those are, I would say, Jingle All the Way as well. That's a 1990s movie that really put you in the 90s. The craze of people trying to get physical toys for their kids in the 90s. It doesn't really exist anymore. Today it's like, oh, darn, I went to the store. They ran out of the V-Bucks cards for fucking Fortnite, right? But back then it was like, Turbo Man, Jamie. I need to get a Turbo Man for Jamie. Oops, I forgot to get one. Now I have to go all over the country trying to find one. Like, geez, what a moron. And it's funny because I tell my story about the Wolverine figure. And people say to me, Phil, you're so full of shit. That's just the plot of Jingle All the Way. To which I say, yes, you're correct. One day my dad did actually punch Sinbad in the face trying to get me a Wolverine toy for Christmas. That did happen. Just ask Sinbad why he can't really move his mouth well this way anymore. But outside of that part of it, all right, no. The Wolverine toy story that I tell is not just me trying to make Jingle All the Way about me. It actually is a true story. That back then in the 90s, the toys were actually that scarce and popular. There were asshole collectors who wanted to buy every toy because they thought that they were going to have intrinsic value as a collector's item. So trying to get toys for your kids, especially around Christmas, was actually a pain in the fucking ass. So that whole story of Jingle All the Way is actually 100% true, including the fact that my dad dressed up as Turbo Man and shot all around the street.
Blah 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 blah.
So anyway, I like Jingle All the Way. It's a hilarious and stupid movie. It's really dumb, but it's so memeable. It's still funny to this day. Some of the dumb shit in there. Okay, I love that movie. Okay, and of course, if you want horror, everyone will say, oh, what about the Krampus? Or what about this? Nah, Gremlins. Gremlins is absolutely the best hybrid movie. It's a Christmas movie, it's a comedy, and it's a horror movie all in one. Gremlins is a really great 1980s movie. Okay, and it absolutely is a Christmas movie. Can't debate that. Okay. What are some of the worst Christmas movies ever made, in my opinion? Well, we've talked about some of the best ones, all right? One movie that I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why it was made. I don't know why people watch it, except they just like to laugh at a bad movie. You know, it's like I can sit here and watch this 90-minute movie and laugh at how bad it is, or, all right, I can take a big wooden plank and just slam it right against my nutsack as hard as I possibly can, and I'll be in pain for like maybe a few minutes, but then the pain will eventually subside. Or I could put myself through 90 minutes of it. So, of course, the movie I'm speaking about is
The Polar Express. I just don't understand that movie at all. I don't even know what the point is. Like, wow, the animation is atrociously bad. Even for the time period, the people don't look like people. They look like these weird aliens. Contorted. Fucking, why is Tom Hanks every adult in the movie? Was Tom Hanks ever so popular? Ever? Was there ever a point in human history that Tom Hanks was so popular that someone actually stood up and said, I want a movie where Tom Hanks plays every single major person, including fucking Santa Claus, Santa Hanks, right? I just don't understand the movie. I don't get it. Okay? It's weird. Fucking Steven Tyler is an elf and he plays a song in the middle of a square full of other elves. The elves are skydiving. There's a bunch of guys out of no. Okay. All right. The whole movie is a weird trip. And I think one of the things of the movie that make it so weird is that there's portions of the movie that were designed solely for a 3D delivery. The movie was actually Polar Express 3D. In theaters, they'd give you the 3D glasses, and you would see it. Oh my God, it's 3D animation. Look, it's coming at me and shit. So there's scenes that literally are made for the 3D animation. You can tell when they're going, they're going over the train through the snow, and the tunnel's coming. You can tell it's all 3D shit coming at you. When you see it in 2D, it ain't that good at all. All right? And I could sit here and tell you 40 reasons why the movie is fucking weird and should never have been made. It's a real abomination of Christmas. But, by far, the weirdest thing about this movie, inexplicable, incredibly disturbing, and still haunts my nightmares to this day, the hot chocolate scene. If you've never seen it,
grab some salt.
I urge you, sure, why not? Okay, the doors burst open with berserker force, and an army of waiters come in, dancing and singing, with metal trays and steaming hot chocolate. They're pouring it insanely dangerously through the air in inexplicable arcs into the cups, giving it to the kids that's steaming hot chocolate. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, they're doing acrobatics and shit, weird stuff. Tom Hanks actually sings. He sings. He goes, with hot chocolate, there's one rule. Never, ever let it cool. What the fuck? I mean, I like hot chocolate. But I don't want anything to do with a bunch of crazy, dancing, acrobatic, aerial pouring freaks. Stop this! Giving me the hot chocolate. And then, after doing all this, they all just dance out of the car and the doors slam, and then no one ever speaks of it ever again. It's as if the scene never happened in the movie. No one says, oh, what the fuck was that?
Special delivery.
Everyone's just like, oh, by the way, the waiters are never seen again. They just disappear. The train is only manned by Tom Hanks as the conductor, the two guys who work the front of the train who were supposed to be
scrubbed out away.
Actually
He did not earn that whatsoever.
Controlling the train. And the children on the train. There's no one else on the train besides a hobo ghost that's never explained. There's also one of the most confusing plot points I've ever seen in my life because it doesn't make any sense. But where did they all go? They deliver the hot chocolate. Are they ghosts? Do they get warped away for the whole year? Literally, do they only exist to deliver hot chocolate to children once a year on the Polar Express, and then their finger snapped out of existence? Right? Do they get thrown off the fucking train when they're done? Well, you prepared your whole life for this. Now's your chance. Get out there, deliver the best performance ever. Good job. Get the fuck off. And they get thrown into the night and they die. They just explode. Their bodies explode. Big gory explosions out in the snowy rocks, right? I just don't understand this movie. I don't get it. The one thing... Okay, here. You ready, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the actual meaning behind the Polar Express. You ready? When you're a child, you have this childlike wonderment. You believe in things that don't necessarily make sense, but because you have this open mind to things, it allows you to discover and to understand and have an imagination. And that's a nice thing to have when you're a child. Okay? You understand? You lose that aspect. You start to think way more rationally. You get bogged down with practical things in life. You don't have imagination anymore. You don't just have feelings of wonderment about Christmas or anything anymore. You lose that holiday spirit. And when that happens, all that mystique about Christmas goes
Someone
away.
please shut up this
So the
dude
movie is
who's
about
being a moron.
someone who as a child was losing that wonderment. Oh, Santa's fake and everything. But then somehow regains that wonderment through a series of insanely psycho drug-induced hallucinations. Because it's obvious this didn't happen. The child did not go on the Polar Express, go all the way to the North Pole, and see Steven Tyler perform for the elves. What actually happened was he had actually watched a Tom Hanks movie the night before, probably had one too many hot chocolates. Possibly the hot chocolate was poisoned or spiked or something by a mismanufacturing defect. The child had crazy hallucinations that night, and then immediately, I don't know. Anyway. That's a weird fucking movie. The other movie, the Christmas movie that I'll absolutely positively hate for all time is The Grinch. The Grinch. The Jim Carrey classic that everyone seems to like. I fucking hate that fucking movie. I think it's terrible. All right? I like the original Grinch animated classic, right? It's only about 20 minutes long, so you might think it's much longer. It's not. You're misremembering as a child. Everything seemed long when you were a kid, right? It's actually only about 20 minutes long. Okay? And the original Grinch is great. It's short and to the point. You can celebrate Christmas and the holidays without commercialization. You don't need toys. You don't need money. You don't need any of that. As long as you have a holiday spirit within you of goodness and goodwill towards all other men and creatures. I say men because sexist now, so you have to say all other people or creatures. You can't just say men. Goodwill toward men. Oh, fuck you. You're so canceled. Okay? But, the plot is so simple, right? The plot of the Jim Carrey Grinch movie is don't abuse a child, right? Do not mistreat or abuse a child who is different, because people who are different still they shouldn't be accepted. They shouldn't be bullied. They shouldn't be treated. Also, the Grinch is a disgusting horn dog who wants to have sex with the other. He isn't. And you don't know that from the original Grinch story. Apparently, he is a who. He's mistreating and bullies a child, and he has weird sexual thoughts. And it's all he treats him as an asshole. And then he comes back to town and tries to be Christmas. Weird problem with the mayor and shit. And this, like I said, weird sexual stuff is in the movie. I just remember watching this movie and being like, what the fuck am I seeing? Like, this is terrible. Like, who wrote this shit? Right? Terrible. It's terrible. Why do the Who's have their tits out? Why is there a romance story in The Grinch? The Grinch. It's such a simple movie. There's a guy who doesn't like the positivity of the Who's. He's a grump. He's one of these negative people. All he does is focus on negativity, and he revels. He revels in the suffering of others. You know, like all of YouTube. Like literally every popular YouTuber who makes drama videos about people to bring them down and makes a buck off of others' misery. Like, that's the Grinch. If the Grinch existed in 2021, he would be Keemstar. Like, that would be him. And he would be rich. Okay? But this ain't 2021. This is way back when. Okay? So, he's a negative asshole, toxic person. Alright? And he wants to ruin Christmas for these people over there who have a positive fucking life. Alright? So what does he do? He goes and ruins Christmas. He steals all the presents. He steals the tree. He steals the food. He steals the lights. He takes it all away, and he says, those motherfuckers are going to wake up tomorrow. They ain't going to have nothing to be happy about, and I'm going to be happy because they're miserable. Again, someone who revels in the misery of others and gets positivity out of it, right? I know a lot of people like that on YouTube. So, you know, that's the deal. And that's the main story of the Grinch. Not the Grinch is a bullied kid who, you know, has psychological issues.
I live rent-free in their
you know,
heads
always wanted to be in love with a
24/7.
who. It's fucking weird. I hate that movie. It just bastardized the whole point of the fucking thing. It was supposed to be anti-commercialization and show that you could still be a positive person without needing all these gifts and commercializations of the holidays. You get it? Okay. All right, that's about it for me. Like, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's many other things. And by the way, we still got many days we could talk about Christmas stuff this week, but I think my podcast is going too long. So let's very briefly do shout-outs. All right? On the YouTube side of things, excuse me. It's disgusting. Phil's Drunk as Usual did a super chat. Thank you. Son Ronan did a super chat. Says, play the main story. We don't want boredom, to be honest. No. Phil spent $40,000 on WWE Champions and still does. So not only did I spend it, I still spend it. The same $40,000. Urban Carl did a super chat and he says, Phil, are you going to try the new blue reflection? You're going to like it. I don't know what the fuck that means. Kevin Bernstein did a super chat and he says, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Phil in chat. Thank you very much. Urban Carl did another super chat and says, shout out to my Frogus holding it down. Sarah Barclay did a super chat. Says, will you read any new RPGs after you finish Lost Judgment? What I'm thinking is, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, we're gonna finish Lost Judgment. Let's do stuff not RPG related for a bit. Let's have the month, like I said, with GTA 3, which will be relatively short. Resident Evil 4, Skyrim. Skyrim is an RPG, but very different from Lost Judgment. Let's be honest here. Okay, we'll have a month of this stuff. End of January, we got Pokemon. Right? Which is new and kind of grindy like an RPG. It's not necessarily a traditional RPG. But I think we're going to have that. And then February is going to be absolutely insane. I would say we need to reassess a new RPG later in 2022. Maybe after the February craziness. But I feel like with the stuff I got on the agenda already is going to take us through January. And by the end of January, now we're going to have all new stuff, right, for February. So let's just focus on that, and I don't want to rush into any new RPGs that then end up not ever getting finished. DTF Steak Fries at the Super Chat says, you're going to put some respect on Tom Hanks' name or this money will dry up fast. Well, listen, I actually like Tom Hanks a lot. I liked him as a comedic actor in the 80s, and he got more serious in the 90s, and now he is one of the most beloved actors in America. And I agree with that. I think he's great. I just don't understand Polar Express. It's fucking weird. Okay, now we get to the tip side of stuff. Oh, by the way, I should put DTF Steak Fries as the latest super chatter. Thank you, DTF Steak Fries. We start off today with a $10 tip from Rob on Wheels, who says this goes towards Kaito-san's medical bills. Yes, for those who don't know what he's actually referencing the plot of Lost Judgment, although you might have even forgotten the fact that Kaito-san got stabbed by one of the main villains like many streams ago. Because we've been doing so much side content since then that we haven't even gotten back to it. But thank you very much there, Rob on Wheels. John Doe tipped me $1.50. Says, why are you ignoring me? Why don't you play Total War? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks for the tip. I'll ignore you further. Our anti-work user tipped $1.50 and says, Phil, I never worked a day in my life. You're fat just like me. Excellent. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Thank you. Play Asia tipped me $4.20 and says, why do you take the girls club seriously? Grow up, dude. You talk about it so much. Dear God, you dumb. Well, you correct. I dumb. I dislike girls bar for bad reason, not good reason. Reason is I like fun. Me find challenge and fun in game that do not simulate girly girl, kissy kiss, datey date, snuggy snoog. You see? You understand? Anso Kamaru tipped $5.
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
I went on a mini vacay with my girlfriend, so I've been binge watching your video. I've been in a great mood lately as your content's even more humorous than usual. Also, your hatred for sexual content in games is unreal, bro. Again, I don't hate it. It's just, to me, I'm not the target audience. I'm not. At one point in my life, I probably was. I'm just not anymore. As I get older, I realize I don't care about sexual content in games and movies and shit anymore. I have a meaningful relationship in my real life, with my wife, that I can get as much of that as I possibly want. Really. I don't need simulated girlfriends. I don't need to imagine that I'm a detective in Japan who's fucking flirting with a Japanese girl, paying her money for her to act like she likes me, when in reality she doesn't, and she's laughing all the way home that you're such a sucker. So there you go. All right. Rob on Wheels tipped another $4.20, and he says, exactly the same for me. My mom had to try for weeks to get my Buzz Lightyear. Oh, you're talking about toys. Gotcha. Yeah. Seriously, that's how it was back then in the 90s. Like, what happened was, and this is, I know this is so stupid, but it's absolutely true. You had parents actually fighting with middle-aged idiots who thought that every item sold was going to be a collectible, because comic books had become so prominent in the 1990s as collectibles and valuable things for resale. Collectors would literally go to toy stores in the morning when the shipment of boxes were coming in. They would line outside the front door. The doors would open, and they would run in the store to the store manager and be like, "Did the shipment come in? Can I get the first dibs at the box?" I want to
Like someone had too
and then
much
they would
chili
rip
at
the box
Wendy's.
open and try to get the variant figure or the rare figure, and no kids had a chance to even get it. So now imagine that at Christmas. Every kid wants the same toy, but the collectors bought them up already. That's how it was. It was insane. Seriously, it was absolutely insane. Okay? So I'm interested to hear, that's interesting to hear that across the pond over there, it was the same as it was over here, because it was exactly the same. Okay? And the funny part about all that is, at one point, collectibles like comic books, action figures, cards were all huge. Now they're really not anymore. I say some things have retained their value, like some of the oldest comics and some old like sports memorabilia and stuff like that. For the most part, all that shit in the 90s was just part of a big bubble that burst when everything went digital on the internet, and now no one cares about that shit anymore, you know. Big Papa Phyllis gave me $5. You know, I didn't watch the King of Fighters team last night, so I was traveling back and forth with my family. But I want to show some support. I've been watching it on demand, and the game looks great. I agree with you. Like, they did a lot of things in this game that make a lot of sense. Like, putting the ping of the match on your screen is fucking genius. Now you know, from the start of a match, is it badly laggy? Will I have issues? Will there be terrible rollback or not? So you're not going into the match and then all of a sudden you're shocked at how bad it is when you're trying to play seriously. When, you know, when I start up a match in a fighting game, it's 250 milliseconds. I say, all right, the game's going to be terrible. And it's okay. I can accept that because I know I'm going into it. It's going to be bad. I don't have to rage at it being so bad, right? So, yeah, you know, I like that. I like the fact that some of the characters play like classic King of Fighters. Like I said, I probably with Terry Bogard last night. He really reminded me of Terry Bogard from like King of Fighters 98, right? Now, of course, there's all these new gameplay elements I don't understand yet that I'm going to have to learn. But I like it so far. My initial impressions for the 2 betas I played is thumbs up, and I can't wait for it to come out in February to try it out. So thank you for the support there, Big Papa Phil. Thank you to everyone who was here last night for King of Fighters and supported it. You know, people all the time ask me, will you play a fighting game other than Street Fighter? And my answer is always, well, there's got to be one that is here. Well, maybe. Maybe King of Fighters will be the one. If it has longevity, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's see here. Well, King Lunar says, are you willing to make a Resident Evil 4 full playthrough since there's been no hint of a Resident Evil 4 remake at all? No, there has been a... Sorry. Oh, a gremlin got stuck in my throat. That was disgusting. I think it was Spike. There has been indications that they're remaking Resident Evil 4. In fact, they've already kind of outright said that's the next one we're remaking. But listen, people already want this for Christmas. So, yeah, if I start this for Christmas, I play for like an hour and a half, people like it, I'm going to keep the playthrough going. Like I said, I have every intention of making it part of the schedule coming up. Okay? All right, guys, let us end the pre-stream. I got to get started here with Lost Judgment, man. Like, we went too long. We talked way too much about Christmas. By the way, it's 2 videos. The first video is like a half an hour. The second video is like an hour. So there's like 7, 8 podcasts today. I mean, holy fuck, there's so much for you to watch now. So much content. I put out so much content in a day, there's no way a human can watch it. You know what I'm saying? You'd actually have to quit your job and or forego all of your responsibilities as a person to actually watch all my content in one day. Okay? Alright, so here's the deal. I'm ending the pre-stream right now. Thanks, guys. Here's the other deal. I'm serious. I gotta use the bathroom.
So I'm going to run into the bathroom and go as fast as I possibly can. All right? But I can't really make myself, I don't want to hurt myself. So you give me like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to actually start with gameplay. This is not going to be the real formal break, but I actually have to go to the bathroom today before we start. So give me like 5 minutes. All right? Starting right now. I'll be right back. Oh no, someone's illegally restreaming you. Oh no. What do I do?
Oh no. Oh no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker.